Let's go to Japan! Paano naman po, Chef? Di magluto tayo ng isa sa ating favorite na orderin sa mga Japanese restaurants. This is katsu. Basically, pag sinabing katsu, this is meats, seafoods, pwede ding gulay, na ibre-bread mo sa breadcrumbs, Japanese breadcrumbs that we call panko, and then you deep fry. Isa-serve mo ito with the very delicious na medyo matamis-tamis na tonkatsu sauce. And today, pabonggahin natin by preparing the cabbage salad with homemade sesame dressing. So let's start first with the tonkatsu sauce. So I'm going to put 1/4 cup of oyster sauce. I'm using Good Life oyster sauce. 1/4 cup. And lagyan mo din ng 1/4 cup of ketchup. You can use tomato ketchup. You can also use banana ketchup. I like using tomato ketchup para merong yung balance in acidity. 1 tablespoon of Japanese soy sauce. So just a splash of Japanese soy sauce. And also 1 tablespoon of dark brown sugar. Just put it there. And then I'm getting a wire whisk. You just whisk together. Pwede meron ka ng tonkatsu sauce. Diba ganun lang po kasimple yan? Napakadaling gawin. That's it. And let's make the homemade sesame dressing. To do the homemade sesame dressing, you need 1/3 cup of good mayonnaise. Enjoy na enjoy ko to. Akala ng kapatid ko, yan? Ang ganda naman ng toothpaste. Sabi ko, mayonnaise yan. Hindi yan toothpaste. Kasi ang gusto ko dito, hindi ko na kailangan, alam mo yon, yung kakayurin mo yung gilid ng bote. O, diba? Ganda niya. And tumatayo po yan. O, diba? So, 1/3 cup of mayonnaise. And you also need a teaspoon of Japanese soy sauce. So, just a splash of Japanese soy sauce. Sesame oil, you will be needing 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. Ay, sarado pa yung sesame oil ko. Eto pala, may isa akong bukas dito. 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. And you also need a brown sugar. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. 1, 2. In the recipe, we have water. So basically, maglalagay ka lang ng tubig to achieve the desired consistency. Kung gusto mong very thick yung dressing mo, wag mo nang lagyan ng tubig. Kung gusto mo naman na medyo runny, you add more water. So you just mix it together first. Bago ka maglagay ng asukal, tignan mo ng asukal tuloy ng tubig, tansyahin mo muna. The sugar will melt down eventually. So don't worry pag nakita mong parang buo-buo pa yung asukal, malulusaw po yan. So I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of water first, and then I mix it like that. Medyo malapot pa siya as a dressing. So maglagay ka pa ng another 1 tablespoon. Oh, see, I told you, nalusaw yung sugar. And then you taste it for you to know if you need to add salt and pepper. It's perfect. Hindi na ako maglalagay ng salt and pepper. May konti bang buong asukal, pero habang ibababad mo yan, say 5 to 10 minutes, magdi-dissolve na lahat yan. So next, I have here some lettuce that I'm going to chop thinly for our lettuce salad. Tanggalin mo lang yung hard part na yan. Hindi naman kailangan ganitong purple lettuce, cabbage, lettuce tuloy. Nalito na po ako. Hindi naman kailangan purple cabbage yung gagamitin mo. You can use ordinary cabbage, yung ganitong green cabbage, wala naman pong problema yon. Yung sa mga kinakainan nating Japanese restaurant, makikita mo, sobrang nipis because they actually use a food processor. Pero, syempre, alam ko na ang next na sasabihin nyo, wala naman po kaming food processor or nakakatamad pong ise-set up ko pa yung food processor. Ang gagawin ko lang naman po ay para sa aming mag-asawa. So, you just cut it very thinly. When you say very thinly, ayan o, ganyan, super thin. Parang you are just shaving the lettuce. Kapag nasa culinary school ka, or in a French restaurant, we refer to this cut as chiffonade. Hindi ba? Ang sosyal pakinggan. Ganyan lang po yan. Gayatin mo lang ng manipis ang iyong lettuce. Chiffonade. Ito namang isa. Gawin nating chiffonade. Hinahaluan ko lang ng purple cabbage. Kanina pa talaga ako lettuce ng lettuce. Cabbage. Para merong contrast, hindi lang puro green. Okay? So, we set this aside for our salad later. And syempre, maghihiwa na din ako ng kamatis. Kasi may kamatis din po yung iyong salad. Ayan, I have kamatis. Lumutang ang kamatis kung nakita nyo sa camera dahil nakalimutan kong ilagay sa tabi ko. Hindi ko natatanggalin yung buto kasi ang ganda niya. Parang feeling ko pag piniga ko siya, bahala na yung kakain. Natanggalin niya yung buto. Ang ganda ng kamatis, oh. Pagka piniga ko, baka ma-deform. Ayan. So, the sauce is ready. The vegetables are cabbage. Natama ko din. The cabbage is ready. Next, I'm going to prepare the pork. You can cover this with cling wrap and leave it inside the fridge until you're ready to serve it. So now, let's prepare our meat. I have here pork for the tonkatsu. I have here chicken for the chicken katsu. And gumawa din tayo ng prawns, no? So for the prawns, paano niya kaya naging gawa yan? Hiniwa-hiwa ko lang po yan para mapahaba. Parang pag gumagawa ka ng tempura. Alam ko, sasabihin nyo, tempura recipe naman po soon. Okay? Paisa-isa lang po. Okay? Baka mamaya meron na tayong buffet. So, paisa-isa. Next po yung tempura. Don't worry. So, first, I'm going to season it with salt and pepper. Season the meats with salt and pepper. Have to season it both sides. Pepper pala muna. Bago ko siya ibaliktad. And konting lemon juice. Okay? Baliktarin. Salt and pepper ulit. And lemon juice. Pwede po bang calamansi juice? Sure. Kung may tanim ka bang calamansi, di ba? Why not? That's it. Now, I have here my breading station. I have the flour, the eggs, and the breadcrumbs. This is panko breadcrumbs. I'm using Good Life brand also. So you season it with salt, black pepper, and then you just mix it like that. That's it. You don't need to heavily season it because anyway, maglalagay ka naman ng sauce later on. It's very important. And you know, Japanese cooking, Japanese cuisine, it's very straightforward and ang talagang paniniwala nila is everything has to be well-balanced. Totoo naman talaga yan. In food and in life, proper balance is very, very important. No? So, let's start. I'm going to show you the technique. I've shown this to you before in previous videos. Napakasimple lang. Kailangan one hand pwede mong gawing medyo basa at malagkit, and the other hand should stay clean, no? So, I'm going to start with the pork. Ilulubog ko siya dito sa flour. You shake it, and then sa eggs. After mo ilagay sa eggs, make sure that all sides are well coated. You shake it again, and then sa breadcrumbs. So dito na papasok na mahahandle mo siyang mabuti because your other hand is completely dry. Okay? So you just coat it like that. O katulad niyan, naku, wala akong lalagyan ng aking binred. O I can use my hand to get a plate. O, diba? O, you put your breaded pork there. Let's do one chicken. Flour, you shake it into the eggs. Alam ko may magtatanong sa inyo mamaya, bakit may lemon juice? That is just to balance the flavor of the meat. Para kung meron mang konting amoy yung karne mo, or if you're using seafood, no, mababalance, matatanggal yon. And then into the breadcrumbs. So you have one chicken. It's very important that you keep your workstation very clean and well organized. Okay, so let's try one prawn into the flour, into the egg, and into the breadcrumbs. Sa prawn, iwan mo yung tail. Huwag mong tatakpan ng breadcrumbs, no? Para talagang mapakita mong prawn or hipon yung ginamit mo. Baka mamaya sabihin, ay, hotdog lang yan. Binred niya. No? Okay, yeah. O, prawn yan. With matching the buntot. Okay, pork again. Into the flour. You shake. Into the egg. Into the breadcrumbs. O, di ba napakasimpleng gawin? And, mas maganda po ito, ibe-bread mo na even hours before, and then you just keep it inside the fridge, no? But I do not recommend freezing this. Kasi pag finreezer po natin, ang nangyayari is nagiging soggy or parang basa-basa yung ating breading pagka fino natin. So always better na i-bread mo siya, ilagay mo sa ref for around 1 hour bago mo iprito. Mas maganda yon dahil kumakapit na talaga yung breading. Pero ngayon, kung bagong bread yan, wala namang problema kung isasalang mo na. So let's try kung mainit na yung oil natin. Yan, bato mo na. So you have your pork, you have your chicken. Okay? Mamaya ko na ipiprito tong prawn kasi mabilis lang maluto ang prawn. Some tips when you are deep frying, it's very important na yung mantika mo hindi sobrang init. But at the same time, hindi din naman yung parang malamig yung mantika. Because if the oil is too hot, especially kung ganitong klaseng pork yung piniprito mo, yung medyo makapal, no? Ang mangyayari, the tendency is, tostado na yung breading mo, hilaw pa yung karne mo. Okay? Pag naman masyadong malamig yung mantika mo, hindi mo siya napainit ng mabuti, ang nangyayari naman po ay naa-absorb nung breading yung mantika. Masyadong oily kung ano man ang piniprito mo. And another advantage of keeping one hand clean is you can easily go here to check whatever you are cooking. O, diba? So you just deep fry it until golden brown. Hininaan ko ng konti yung apoy ko, and I have this one. Nasa sayo kung gusto mo maglagay nitong, pwedeng dito mo siya kung luto na, o dyan mo ilalagay. Pero kung sa tingin mong pampasikip lang siya, pwede mo din naman siyang tanggalin. Sa tingin ko po, parang nakakasikip lang siya. No? So tanggalin na natin yan. Meron naman akong tauba ng pinagprituhan dito sa kabilang side. And I'm going to continue breading my meats. So, eto, makikita mo, oh, nicely golden. I have the chicken, and this is the pork. Pag masyadong makapal yung slices ng pork, pwede mo siyang tusok-tusukin ng tinidor or ng paring knife to make sure that the inside hanggang loob is talagang lutong-luto. Just to show you what I meant by tutusukin mo, baka sabihin nila, paano ba tutusukin? So, kumuha ka ng tinidor, and katulad dito, I have here pork, no? So, ayan, tutusukin mo lang, chicken pala yan. So, pero maski yung chicken, pag masyadong makapal, tutusukin mo ng tinidor to make sure na naluluto hanggang loob. Oh, yan. And then, into the hot oil. Okay? So, ganun lang kasimple. So, I'm going to continue breading and deep frying all of these, and I look forward na i-plate ito kasama ng ating ginawang sauce and salad and the sesame dressing. Okay, so ayan, we are ready to plate. So, nag-steam ako ng Japanese rice. So, I have here some steamed Japanese rice, and nilalagay ko lang dito sa aking bowl. Wala pala akong bento box. Ngayon ko lang na-realize. Pero maganda din naman to. Let's improvise here. So, I have here, nandito na yung ating mga katsu. Ito ata yung pork. So, what you can do is, hihiwaan mo lang siya. We will turn it into a like a platter. So you put a pork there, you put a prawn, and so this is the chicken. You put a chicken. Parang ganyan ang style. And then you get your cabbage salad. Konting sesame seeds, yung ibabaw ng rice. The dressing for the cabbage salad. And then this is the tonkatsu sauce na ginawa natin kanina. Oh, kung gusto mo naman na halimbawa, puro prawn, pwede mong lagyan ng lemon wedges. And then your salad, just get your purple cabbage, dressing. O, di ba? Ang lakas naman talaga makasosyal at makabongga nitong ginawa natin ngayon. And the tonkatsu sauce. So, ang magdadala talaga dito, alam ko naman, marunong na kayong mag-bread ng mga meats. Magdadala dito is really the sauce and the salad. Kung if you want to add spice, o di lagyan mo ng konti nitong, ano ba to? Tokarashi. Yung parang seasoned chili flakes. O yan. So, presenting the katsu platter, o di ba? Restaurant style foods at the comfort of your own kitchen, and napakadali po talagang gawin. Sosyal lang tignan, sosyal lang pakinggan, but very budget friendly. O so, tikman natin. Naku, ano ba uunahin ko dito? Unahin natin yung pork. Oh yan, makikita mo naman, no? Moist na moist pa din ang loob ng pork. Lubog natin dito. Bakit ba kinakamay ko? Diba? Social nga tayo ngayon. Japanese restaurant. Japanese restaurant style. Oh, ay, ayan, tuloy. Oh, sige. Naku. Oh, tikman na natin. Sarap. Waiter, spoon and fork nga. Gusto ko kasi mas madaming rice. Ito na po, spoon and fork. Ang sarap niya sa rice. Let's try the salad. O tapos, tikman naman natin yung chicken. Lubog mo dyan. Yung sauce talaga ang nagdadala. The prawn. Ang nakita nyo, na ginaganon ko muna sa rice. Natahimik ako. Pero you know, feeling ko talaga, kumakain ako sa restaurant ngayon. Because the flavor combination, especially the sauce, the salad, and the freshly steamed Japanese rice, and syempre pag bagong prito yung katsu mo, and with this kind of presentation, di ba? Talaga namang matatahimik ka at gaganahan ka. So ano pa ba hinihintay nyo? Gumawa na kayo kung ano mang meat ang available sa inyo. I suggest dagdagan nyo na po ang gawa ng sauce dahil masarap din po siyang isabaw sa kanin. Mapaparami ka ng kain. So take care. God bless. And I'm going to see you soon.